Happy Monday. Let's take a look at the crypto market today. As expected, altcoins are bouncing a little bit, and I want to take a look at what can we expect, how far can this go, and is this a reason to already cheer for a new bull run, or is this just another relief before a new leg down? Let's get right into it. Welcome to the Fomo Factory. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, like the video, do anything in your power to support. I would appreciate it a lot. In return, I'm here every day. The crypto market is green. Most of it is green, at least. XRP down a little bit for the last 7 days from the top 100. Avalanche, Shiba, Leo token. There are a couple of exceptions, but most of all, it's backing up a little bit and it's doing better than what it did. Now, is it really that good? Well, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, we have so many red days that we had the last couple of months for altcoins, especially. And now that things are finally getting a little relief, it looks like, hey, altcoins. Well, if you take into consideration that altcoins are actually, you know, recovering a bit of the big losses that they made, it's not like something you want to be too bullish about, but it's nice to see, of course. But we are far from out of the woods yet. But there is one thing in the altcoin market that has changed, for now at least, and I really would like to show that. Overall, the S&P, yeah, fuck this line. This S&P chart is going crazy. I expect the kind of the same for the Nasdaq. Yeah, well, fuck this line as well. So it's doing fantastic, man. Yeah, stocks are doing pretty great at the moment. They are pretty overbought, especially if you look at the weekly chart right now. So I must say that I expected a pullback, and I still expect it. But I must say as well, like, I don't know how far this will go up before we get that pullback, right? It looks like we might have some trouble right here, but yeah, that's what we could have said here as well. So, you know, I'm just shutting up about that. Ethereum on its Bitcoin pair, I mean, if you look at Ethereum dollar, it's doing quite well, right? But it's mostly because also Bitcoin does well. I mean, Bitcoin, we went from 15.5 to like 30.5 right now. So Bitcoin is doing absolutely fantastic. And yeah, if you look at this chart, it's pretty clean, right? What you see is when the bear market started, we started to get into this falling wedge right here. We broke out of it in January. We had a perfect retest here in March. And well, we had a, you know, kind of a retest here before already, but the last perfect retest here, we got up and we are now in this next resistance area of, you know, between where we are right now and $35,000, give or take. This is going to be a tough battle for the bulls though. I mean, yeah, we broke this resistance right here pretty easy, but then again, there wasn't a lot of resistance. If I look at this whole area, look at all this stuff that's going on right here from the beginning of January. Ever since we got into this territory right here, we have so much support right here, right? And it would be weird if we, you know, don't have resistance right there. So I do expect for Bitcoin to, you know, we might have a good push. Overall, this is not an area that's easily to be broken, I think. But yeah, back to Ethereum. Ethereum is doing quite fine, but it's mostly because Bitcoin is doing fine. If you look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, yeah, we have a little run up right here. But overall, what you see right here is lower lows and lower highs ever since September last year, right? So Ethereum is losing strength, which also shows that altcoins are losing strength. Now, if you look at this chart, right, the Bitcoin or the total tree, so the altcoin market divided by the Bitcoin market, right, it has been going up ever since January 2021, when the bear market started over here. Altcoins on their Bitcoin pair didn't really do much, right? They went all the way down, but it went up again, and they were basically in this distribution phase. And we now see a big sell-off for altcoins, right? Big sell-off for altcoins. Now, if you look at your altcoin and USD pair, you might feel like, well, it's not doing that bad. Yeah, it's mostly because Bitcoin is holding up, right? I mean, this is showing that altcoins are going down against Bitcoin. But yeah, if Bitcoin in the meantime does a 2x, then altcoins on that dollar pair are holding up quite well. But you must keep in consideration that if Bitcoin now finally goes down as well, while this chart is going down, that's the real bleeding for altcoins on that dollar pair, right? And that's definitely not impossible to happen. In fact, it would be exceptionary if it doesn't happen, because that happens all the single time, right? So please do still keep in consideration that we are not out of the woods yet for altcoins. It's just not, right? But it's very easily to think, especially if you have these days where, what the fuck? All right, sorry, I'm very cranky today. But it's very easy to think that altcoins will do fine whenever you see a green candle, right? Overall, like for example, Solana, I see some people talk about Solana, right? And Solana, $19, wow. Is it that wow? I mean, if you also look at Solana on its Bitcoin pair, what it's doing, right? It's basically going down, going up to the trend line, get rejected, go down again. Getting up to this trend line, basically to the bull market support band, get rejected, get all the way down again, and then get up to this trend line. Get all the way down again, and now, yeah, it might get up to this trend line, can get higher. But it, you know, it's still going down. It's still low, 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 high, right? Well, in this case, by the way, I must say that something in this case, specifically for Solana at least, has changed, right? Because what has changed? Well, Solana was making lower lows and lower highs. Every time we got here, made a high, got a low, made a lower high, made a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. We now finally made a higher low, at least, right? So what you want to see now is that Solana on its Bitcoin pair at least goes up by 33%, give or take, from where we are right now to get out of this downward trend. If that doesn't happen, I still think that Solana is going to go down very hard, right? And again, that's Solana specifically. Some people don't care maybe about that, but it shows the altcoin market right now. That brings me to the total 3, the altcoin market. This is something that well, caught my interest, and we talked about this last week. What happened last bear market? We were in this falling wedge as well, right? And what happened at a specific point, we tried to break out, right? Fake out, didn't work, got all the way down, and we even got below it, right? And only after that we got, we broke out and we, left that falling wedge behind us. What we see right now is kind of the same, right? We tried to break out, fake out, got down again. But now we try it again, right? So the altcoin market is finally showing some relative strength compared to what it did the last almost 2 years, right? Like, it tried to break out, and every time we got to that top level, we got a pretty nasty rejection. Here, we got all the way from the top side to the downside. Here, we didn't even make it to the top side. We went all the way down. Here, we got rejected, but we kept on pushing it. We got a pretty hard candle down again. But now we try again, and we are now, and now I want to see how this goes, right? Because we got a weekly closure, well, technically above this trend line, but it depends a little bit on how artistic I draw this line right here. But if the altcoin market this week closes at least above 328 billion, then we at least finally get our first weekly close above this falling wedge. And that finally might mean the end of this falling wedge. So the downfall for altcoins as we know it. Finally. However, bear motion is coming back in business. What happened last bear market is also we broke out of it, and people thought, oh yeah, fucking bull market, let's go all in, sell everything and get into crypto. And we even did a 4x from the bottom to the top right here, so how can it not be a bull market? And what happened eventually? Well, December 2018 we put in this low, and in March 2020 we put in a lower low, right? Let's say this was the low for altcoins right now, January 2023. Who says that not more or even more than a year later, we cannot put in a lower low again, right? So let's say April 2024, something like that, right? That's around here. We could do something like this here by this time. Let me mark that. I'm not saying that will happen though, but you must keep in consideration that that's still possible, right? Still possible. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, this level. And why this level? I don't know, random. These levels right here are from the Fibonacci that I've drawn a while back. So it's actually possible to get here. So altcoins can still go down quite a lot, but it might take a while, right? Here, like I said, we first had a mini bull run and we went all the way down and we went all the way up again and went all the way down, lower low, and then the bull run started, right? Now we are here. Right, so now let's see how is our road going to be like, right? Is it this time just like this? I don't know. Nothing is always only up, right? Or is it going to be something like last time, right? Where we maybe go up a little bit and go down and then bull run. Could be. I don't know. I have no idea. All right, but it's something that I have to keep in consideration with this. Now the total 3 looks better than what it did. And I must say as well, what's a positive sign right now, right, is this. Last time we tried to break out of this falling wedge, right, we had our stochastic RSI in complete overbought territory. And we were basically already on our way down, right? The difference this time is now we try to break out and the stochastic RSI is finally leaving the oversold territory. So we're finally resetting. So I will put in the chance pretty high that the breakout now is actually going to be a breakout and not a fake out. That's my best guess, right? But it's still guesswork, right? So, but I think that that's possible. Now, we also must keep in consideration that there will be some trouble along the way, right? Because this whole area right here, around here, whatever. Let me draw a trend line around where we are right now. Why are you not freaking working with me here? Never mind. I'm gonna do it myself. God damn it. So, never mind. You see where we are right now, right? Okay, great. I do think that this is big resistance, right? We have major support here, we had resistance here, we had support here, we had support here. How are we not going to maybe see resistance at this point, right? So it could be that the stochastic RSI is going back up, right? And that we basically stay at this level and keep on pushing, right? And we don't get up, but we at least out of this wedge. What does that mean? Well, technically it doesn't have to mean anything, right? Like I said, here as well, we went up or we broke out, but at the end of the day, a year later, more than a year later, we were at the same level, right? If you are a trader, then it's beautiful. You can make some really good trades out of it though. As an investor, it doesn't necessarily have to mean anything. But I must say that how am I going to say this? If you have no position in an altcoin yet, then you might want to dollar cost a little bit. But I also might be under the impression that altcoins can still crash like freaking hard. Why? Well, still because of this chart right here. That's not working. Like my whole trading view is no, we're not gonna do this. Okay, whatever. It's just like my internet is not working. Oh, that's great. So yeah, I figured something went wrong. Well, I'm gonna do this without internet. What I think is that if altcoins, let me see, where am I? Here we go. If that's my whole thesis right now. Altcoins are not doing well against Bitcoin. And you see it on the chart, right? You see that total 3 divided by Bitcoin is going down pretty hard. And like I said last week, I do think that we will have a bounce along the way, right? And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Overall, I still think that altcoins are likely to go down against Bitcoin. Now, that doesn't have to mean that altcoins go down against the dollar as well. I mean, that depends if Bitcoin goes down or up, right? But Bitcoin ran from 15K to 31K. these are some pretty big green candles that we're seeing for Bitcoin lately. So I do think that it's likely for Bitcoin to say like, yo guys, at this resistance level, after all these pumps, let me cool off a little bit and maybe go down back to 25, something like that, right? Maybe even lower. Could definitely be lower, right? It's still possible. Yeah, if the Bitcoin dominance is still going up, or at least maintaining around this level, then altcoins are still going down super hard against the dollar. Crazy hard. So my whole thesis is that altcoins now, at this moment, they are worth investing slowly dollar costing into, maybe. Maybe not specifically now, as we are already sitting at some green numbers right now, but this period, right? Overall, I would be a little careful that you don't allocate too much, because I still think that it's very likely for altcoins to go down a lot. But you also don't want to completely be in that camp, right? Because otherwise, it might be that we are wrong about this. Altcoins finally bottomed out right now. They go up and you miss out, right? That's not what you want to do. But you want to, accumulate the the accumulation phase, the bottom range, basically. You don't want to catch the bottom, but you want to accumulate the bottom range. Now, one other thing that's going beautiful, by the way, is the altcoin that we have made. Well, but that's our altcoin. What do you mean? I'm gonna show it like this, right? Check this out. Zoom, bitch. Here we go. Look, altcoins are not doing very well lately. Like, it's like they do okay, but not like very, very okay. Well, ours is doing very okay, right? Like 4 cents right now, and you might feel like 4 cents doesn't mean shit to me. This is a $4 million market cap at this moment, and we haven't started marketing yet. It's doing fantastic, so go search for What Do You Meme? It's really doing beautiful. If you don't know, we invest in crypto, pre-sale, startups, IDOs through the biggest launchpads like Seedify, DAOmaker, Engine Starter, Red Kite, I don't know, you call it. And soon, very soon, you can stake What Do You Meme token, and then you can claim your share of the profits that we make. For the people that are already in the project and feel like, yeah, when staking, it is, I'm saying soon for a while, but it's actually soon. But the staking contract has to be 100% safe. Everything has to be perfect, right? Staking is our utility. So we want to make sure that it's perfect, right? And therefore, yeah, you need to take your time as well. And we are linking our governance system to it as well. So it takes some work, but we'll get there. Yeah, sorry for my internet. It sucks. I hope I can upload this video today, but my provider is not providing. So guys, thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your bell notification. And tomorrow I am getting my tooth pulled. So fuck that. I'm not so excited about that. So I pre-recorded a video about buying altcoins in the bull market or the bear market with $1,000. Can you make millions when you buy at the right time, or can you completely lose everything if you buy at the wrong time? Timing is key. So it's going to be a very interesting one. See you then.